And let me just Vincent, please say hello to everyone while I'm doing the tech stuff.
Hi everyone, welcome in, welcome in. Just get settled in, make yourself comfortable, and
Make sure you
I
mute.
think yes, make sure that you're muted.
Who's that? Can we just mute it?
You
I
should be able to
invite-
just push mute all. If you go to
Yeah.
participants, click participants, and then just push mute all.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, JJ. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Oh my God. We're just waiting for a few more people to come in, but meanwhile,
One second.
please. Yes.
1 second. Before you get started, Simi, could you make me into host, please?
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. It's our first time, so.
Yes. Welcome everyone. We will begin very soon, so.
Yes, you
Okay.
are host. Okay, let
Okay,
me just get
perfect.
on that tech stuff. But meanwhile, I invite everyone to please drop your name in the chat and let us know where you're from. I know that we're from a very diverse group today. I was so excited when I checked out everyone's, when you sign up, you fill in the details. We have participants from many major Asian countries. So I'm really excited. So please let us know where you're from and how do you feel right now? What do you hope or intend? What's your intention for today?
I'm seeing a lot of people. All right, while everyone is dropping in their comments, I guess I'll start reading some of the comments so that everyone knows like who we have here and where's everybody from. Okay, so the first one we have is forgive me if I say your name wrong. Surah? Surah? Surah from India. And then we have JJ from Los Angeles. Some of you may know JJ, and some of you may sign up for this event via JJ's promotion in her Instagram story. And the reason JJ is here is also because she has played a very big role into the whole founding of Lightwork Asia. And we thought that it would be nice to have her here. And she will be our special guest today. And yes. Okay, next we have Madeline from Singapore. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming, Madeline. And yes, we're very excited to have you be in this part of community as well. And then we have Angela from Hong Kong. We have Athena from Hong Kong. And that's every comment we have right now. And everyone feel free to drop in your comments still. And I think we can go ahead and transition to what we're up to today. Shall we, Simi?
Yeah, there's still some tech things going on, but anyway, okay, we'll deal with it in a bit. I just invite everyone to close your eyes and take a deep breath together and drop even deeper into the space we cultivate together. The truth is, we really heard the call of the collective to come together, not just in this gathering. This is the seed or, the first fruit of our creation together, but a more bigger, more expansive and very exciting journey is why we're here to embark on together. So my heart is full. Just feel into your
Yeah.
heart and calling in your higher selves, your guides, your angelic support, your dragon. Later in the comments, like, let me know what kind of guides do you tune into the most often. And I'd love to see that, like how this collective energy evolves. And during the process, there'll be times that we'll go through some guided journeys and to go within. So feel free to get yourself comfortable, bring yourself some water, a journal, a comfortable place where at times you can lie down. We'll be traveling to some very interesting realms today. And as we're multidimensional beings, we can switch between where we place our presence. So, 1 minute we can be in the, wow, very ethereal realms, and then the next we are back into our body very easily, just like that. And then we will be able to, note down what inspiration we received, all the truth that is surfacing from our heart, from our soul. And taking another deep breath in and just anchoring deeper into your body. If you feel like you need to do a shake, tapping in your body, just feel really inside of your body. That's going to be very important. And then just extending your roots down into our star mothers and our earth mothers and our earth fathers. Down deep, extending from your body, your roots down into the ground, into the heart of Gaia, of Mama Earth, and receiving the unlimited, boundless love, unconditional love of her back into your body and up, out from your crown, where you will meet your celestial guides, the star mothers, star fathers, source, and receive their support, their energies, their high vibrational frequency back to your body. I'm being advised to invite you to bring in your inner child. And also, I'm seeing baby dragons running around already. And also some beautiful fairies. Hello. Kunana ola otasrikina ela akatana ela ushugani sigana ona alokana ela kutalaye. Kuna ala ashikisina ola akutia kushuni segalea. Kula ola, can I know that you're safe? This is a safe space, our sisters and brothers, to be you, to be unapologetically, most authentically you, because you are brilliant, shining so bright. It's safe to receive your light. It's safe to embody them and express them. Kuna alai na yo. Feeling your heart space opening wider and wider. Kunai la ye ya ke la ye. And take another deep breath in and out through the mouth. Ha. Feeling like coming back to your body, coming back to the presence. Yes. as we are stepping into the same frequency, same container, this spaceship that's about to embark. And then we slowly opening our eyes. And also, during the whole process, notice that you have control over how much energy you want to receive. So you have a dial in front of you, which is taught to me by JJ. Thank you, JJ. So the dial from like say 0 to 10, right? So you can adjust how much you want to receive the whole frequency. And it's just has to do with, where our bodies is at, where our senses are at. So it doesn't matter. You'll receive everything that you ought to receive in here. And this now moment. So like be sovereign about this and then take control of how much you want to receive. So at this time, I want to invite Vincent to share, to introduce to everyone to this beautiful collective called Lightwork Asia. Please,
Yeah.
thank you.
While everyone is still attuning to themselves, I thought it would be a good time to also introduce you guys what Lightwork Asia is. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys who are attending feel drawn to this call and feel drawn to be part of Lightwork Asia. And what is Lightwork Asia, you might ask? And so the journey begins when Simi and I met, and it was back in, I think, last year sometime, at the end of last year,
Yeah,
maybe. Can't
in the
remember,
October-ish.
but
Yeah.
yeah. But how we met is very, very incredible because I'm a very active participant in JJ's gathering. For some of you that knows JJ's gathering, virtual gathering. And there's one time I was in a virtual gathering, and there's this participant who said that she's also from Hong Kong. And me myself, I'm from Hong Kong. So it was my first time seeing someone at the same place, and all of a sudden everything just light up, and I was like, I need to get to know this person more. And I was also a little bit shy and stuff, but I felt the call. So I at first I was still hesitating, but what is incredible is by the end of the gathering, of JJ's gathering, and it was very funny because by the end, while I was still thinking, JJ brought up one point. She was saying that is what she said. I'm quoting from her. She said in the gathering, if you feel called to grab a friend to do great work together, then go ahead and do so. And I was like, this message must be directed to me because I was thinking to get to know, to talk with Simi or not. And then after hearing this, I just used the last couple of minutes of the gathering. I dropped in my phone number to Simi, and I said, if you feel called to talk with me, this is my number. And this is how everything started. Since the day we knew each other, everything just came. Everything just came up. Our relationship, our aspirations, our gifts, our everything. We just align and everything just synchronized. And as we begin to tune more into, we have all these big ideas. We have all these big ideas of spirituality, of helping the world, of helping Gaia. So what do we do with those? What do we do with those? And we were tuning into it was very funny because we just met for a couple weeks, couple months. And then the first thing we did was, why don't we just look into our Akashic record? Before even getting to know each other, we were like, let's just look into our Akashic record. And so we did. We look into our Akashic record, and we play a lot of lifetime together as priestess or priestesses. And as like very, very intimate relationships, as like siblings, soul siblings, or some other forms of relationships. But most of all, we are having a very, very deep and having a very, very intimate relationship, and we we were we were very in touch with not only ourselves, our relationships, but also the world, Gaia, and our connection to the earth. And as things starting to unfold, and as like we have more and more conversations, we start to begin to think, what can we really do with those skills? What can we really do with those big ideas? And it came to be Lightwork Asia. It came to be Lightwork Asia. We just have a very, very deep sense of calling to help, to assist Gaia and assist human consciousness in this very, very, very crucial time. And what is funny is when we're getting more of like how we want to do this, both of us has a moment of like blissfulness where we said that it almost felt like we lived our whole life up to this moment, up to this very, very big moment. And I'm very happy to have everyone here. We are very happy to have everyone here. And truly, the title of this gathering is Grand Opening, the Initiation. Not only is it an initiation that we will be guiding you guys through as a light worker, as a grid worker, as a person, as wherever you want to be, whoever you want to be, but also truly it is also the initiation of us. This is our first ever gathering, and we are very, very nervous, to be honest. But at the same time,
okay.
but at the same time, we are truly very, very happy to have everyone here. And I know that we have said a lot of things, but I just realized we haven't really introduced ourselves. So here's a quick introduction. My name is Vincent, and I have been very active in the spirituality field for a very long time, since my spiritual awakening around 2020. That was when like that wave of awakening happened, and it's been almost like 3 or 4 years, and I've been in my hermit mode, doing those stuff by myself. But I think stepping into 2024 is a very good time to step up into my role and speak up, speak my voice, share my wisdom, be in this world, and share my light. And I'm sure that everyone here has their light yet to be shared, or is sharing to the world. So I guess I'll give a very quick moment for Simi to introduce herself a little.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Can you yeah, just share your light? Yes. Brother, can you pin me as well? Like make it into like a dual pin. Yeah, thank you for the screen.
Yes.
Hello everyone, I'm Simi. Thank you so much for everyone to be here. Some are new friends, some are, has been with me for a while. So thank you for being here. I am from Hong Kong, born and raised, and since about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I have a big spiritual awakening in Bali, and like you do, and then that just like quickly within 3 months, I learned how to do Akashic records and also hypnotherapy. So that was like coming from a completely, cynical sort of worldview to that. That was the first time that ever that I feel I truly find myself. And I think this is a theme that's weaving of all of us together, just like what Vincent is sharing as well just now, is how at the end of the day, I feel, why we pursue the path that we pursue and why we do what we do is because this is just who we are. Even the world hasn't seen it yet. Even what's to come is we don't even know, what's to come. Many times we're just, going one step at a time, right? And this is precisely the importance of, tuning into the present. Speaking of, I just turned off my WhatsApp. And just be, just be ourselves. We just want to be here and be ourselves, and each of us has such a unique light. And this is what I do. Like, I just really want to help. This is my passion, to bring out people's unique lights, because they don't always see it, and I don't always see my light, and it has been a long time where I don't see my light. And that's why I was like tuning into many things, or really looking outside of myself. The answers is always somewhere out there. I just tell Vincent the other day, I backpacked for a total of 3 years altogether in two separate like journeys, and I even went so far to Patagonia, and I still don't have my answer, as to what am I doing with my life? And all I receive is spaciousness, is the room to be still. Even in movement, I was hiking a lot. I was in this beautiful, beautiful nature. And this is what Gaia is doing for us, is to hold us, is to provide a beautiful container, so intricate, so beautiful, for us to explore what it means to be us. So this is what I think me and Vincent want to share with you here in this space, is to have that space. And particularly, why is it about Asia? Is, well, A, we're Asian. And B, I think it's about time. It's really about time for us to explore this hidden, well, hidden, not so known yet space of what these Asian continents, all these cultures, all these history, and even the prehistory, what it really entails. I think this is not, we've seen our brothers and sisters from the West, from, other cultures that has been helping, to dive deeper into it. And I think now is our time to, you know, to hold that torch and be that way shower, to really go within and see, oh wow, we have that DNA within us. We are in that lineage. We chose this lineage for a very important reason. And here we're finding out what it means to us personally, and then to share it with the world, to see what I'm sure is immense change that's going to bring about, which I have a feeling has something to do with what our guest is going to share with us today. So I am beyond, like, grateful, and such a great, great, great honor to introduce to you JJ at Activations with JJ. And oh, she has been playing such a pivotal role in our process. She's my mentor, and she is also guiding us. Is in one of our calls that we sparked this idea, is like, oh wait, there's somewhere we can go really deep in the Asian, sort of key to this whole puzzle that we're unfolding, and this is fun. So without further ado, it's my honor to introduce JJ.
Whoa,
Amazing.
JJ.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, my friend. So much love for you and for this beautiful group who is gathered here, those who are here live and those who will be listening to the playback. It is also an honor for me to be here, and I'm just really grateful for you and for the fact that you had a vision and that you carried out the vision by, being brave, speaking out, and creating this incredible collective, really, this container. It's been on my heart and mind a lot lately to help in any way, shape, or form that I can, specifically the area of Asia, which of course many of you know spans several different cultures, and countries. It's a very vast area of the world, but it's time. I think it's really time. I think a lot of people are going to come out of the woodwork as you raise the banner of Lightwork Asia. I truly believe that. And I'm excited to share what you're doing with as many people as I possibly can. As I've been tuning into why, there's definitely a connection to what Simi said with regards to the lineage, the DNA that you hold. I know that some people may be born in one place and they don't feel quite as connected because they've had past lives in other places and vice versa. So it's really interesting to see how even those who are like, it's been interesting for me to see people born somewhere and they kind of take a hiatus or they move from there and they're not feeling super connected and their ancestors call them back, because there's always a reason that you are born into the physical DNA that you have. I don't think I've ever told Simi or Vincent this, but ever since I started activations with JJ, seeing clients, doing one-on-one sessions, almost every single person that I have worked with or mentored that has Asian heritage, we have done ancestral work every single time. That's one of the biggest things that we've ever done. And the amount of ancestral work that those who come to containers like this are doing, whether consciously or subconsciously, is tremendous. And not in an overwhelming way, but in a very beautiful way. So I do know there's something very special if you were born into these areas, because it's time to release a lot of those old contracts, and all of the ancestors are cheering you on. In addition to that, what has come into my awareness is expanded connections to star families that we don't currently have as much awareness around. I'm feeling very connected to Japan right now, and although nobody on the call at this moment is from Japan or connected to Japan, I'm sure there will be people listening to this who might be. And this sort of example or this story might resonate with some other different people as well, because I don't think it's just the story of, people from Japan. But I had a friend who got a download about a life they had lived in Orion. And many of you know Orion has a very interesting history. There was a lot of destruction, a lot of battle there. We know there was a lot of duality in that place. And in this particular past life, they felt that a planet had essentially been destroyed and that the people escaped. And the people who escaped were offered a place, a home, because it was kind of out of like justice for them that they would be able to find a home because their home got taken away. And those people were given the land of Japan specifically. So this is a very interesting download that my friend got. I do believe that more and more people who from the different cultures in Asia are going to start to download personally information about specific star families and start to get information in detail about how their cultures were seeded and the star families that seeded those cultures. And we do know that there's quite a bit of Lemurian influence in several parts of Asia as well. So it's all interconnected, it's all tied together. Other things that have been coming up for me are, and I'm just going to download this too. I'm just receiving information from the guides of what wants to come through. Places on the planet that hold information that only people with certain DNA can visit astrally. And obviously, like I said, astrally on purpose, because some of these places you can't even go to physically. They're just very difficult to get to. Either just the travel's difficult or the location is difficult. But I'm hearing from my guides, as you all coordinate your grid work, that many of you are key keepers. And Simi and Vincent have kind of alluded to this key keeper piece. And so what I'm feeling drawn to do is to have everybody close their eyes. And what's dropping in is a mountain, not the same mountain for every person here, but that each of you has a key to one or more mountains. And some of you might visualize a mountain, but you will have no idea where it is yet. So you might have to get your map out after this and see where that mountain is. So either the name or a visual of that mountain is going to come to you. And I want you to imagine that you have around your neck a necklace with a key hanging off of that necklace. And I want you to just place your hand on your high heart, right where that key would be. And I'm going to bring in some light language designed to help you remember. Lo tan da na kin nin dan da nan te tai no to tan da la yin tin dan do tai da la yin dia galalin ti ain do to min da I to kun da la ain ti ya lo kin da na in da I to ya. Just saying to yourself, I remember, I remember, I remember, tapping on your third eye or your crown. I think it's going to be a little different for everybody. And taking some nice deep breaths. And then just basically declaring to your higher self, your guides, your Akashic records keepers, I now release any veils of forgetting around my role as a light worker in Asia. And although not everybody who will be on this call actually lives there, that doesn't matter because that's an assignment. You carry the DNA, you have an assignment, you have a contract with that land. And you now give consent for that veil to be released and dissolved so that your memories can come together. Simi and Vincent are not here to direct everything that's going on and just have you all listen and take orders from them. They are here to welcome your wisdom, your knowledge, the downloads that you get. It's truly a community. It's not a guru. And they are here representing the divine feminine and the divine masculine to form a container that is literally rooted in the frequency of unity consciousness. And my guides are telling me there are very few containers yet on the planet that have been created in this way. But this is sort of a container that will be a template for future collectives of grid workers and light workers to come together. It's different because normally you see one or the other, but you don't have two because most offerings are still in 4D. But the way of the 5D is to be led by a balance of the masculine and the feminine when it comes to the grid work. And I'm even saying that with regards to my own container, right? Because not even mine has that. So why? I truly believe that the people of Asia, and I'm feeling drawn to just bring in information as well that's coming through my higher self and our collective higher selves, although it may be dormant to a certain extent, have a plethora of seeds of unity consciousness that they are ready to begin to sow, first in Asia and then throughout the entire world as ambassadors of unity consciousness, of wisdom. Just taking some deep breaths. I accept, I receive, I remember. And so what I want to do just to close out, and I do have to apologize because I've been on a trip and I will not be able to stay the entire time, but my higher self will be here so that I can attend to my children. But I feel drawn to provide you something Vincent kind of said, reminded me this is huge for almost every person I work with from Asia, is throat chakra clearing. Okay, being able to speak your voice, right? So I want you to just open and receive with that throat chakra. You can close your eyes or you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing some hand light language. And I feel definitely drawn to bring in green Tara and Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin to soften the throat chakra, to allow it to release, and then green Tara to come forward and strengthen the throat chakra with multidimensional frequencies. And I'm being called to just invite everybody to simply say the phrase lo 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 lo. And just saying that, just opening that throat chakra. It is safe to speak out. It is safe to share my voice. It is safe to be heard. It is safe to be seen. Many of you have been receiving information, but you have been worried about who might actually want to hear it. So this is a safe space to share what's on your heart and to practice using your voice. Okay, this is a safe space. And so the last thing that I just want to offer is coming through that Vincent and Simi create as many ways as possible for people to be able to share their voices. And I just want to say thank you again. So much love and gratitude to both of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am complete, and I'll pass it back to Simi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, so beautiful, JJ. Thank you so much. It's such a gift, like for sharing your gift and setting, an example and inspiration for all of us. And Kuda ona no otada ka shukushini e nara kuta atakara shuni sekata anna ya la koti shikini ni era gata anna e na kuda etara ko shiki sikere. It's so synchronistic that last night when we were tuning in our prep meeting, vocal activation came up. So I was like, oh, we're gonna do that. And then Vincent was like, oh, let's not get into details, like, just to, without we're tuning again, like closer to the meeting. So I didn't know who is gonna do that. And ta-da, surprise. So thank you so much, JJ. And yes, you will be with us in the higher realm. So please, yeah. Bye-bye. We'll
Thank you.
see you very
Thank
soon.
you, JJ.
Thank you, thank you. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So how's everybody feeling? I feel like everyone needs to take
Yeah.
some water, do
Yeah.
some movement if you feel like, and do drop in the chat to let us know which mountain did you get just now, when you have the key, and then to a certain, maybe it's a range of mountains, maybe it's more than one, maybe it's a specific one, but I would love to know. So please drop in the chat. For me personally, while you guys are adjusting, remember to come back to your body. So feel free to tap. And I know I need it to come back. Kutaishuni sigere otatada kunana era kata alaishuni sika anna kula atale kelea. For me, it's very interesting. It's the South Pole. I've been I've been seeing it a few times that it came up when I'm in a very high vibrational state and tuning in to mountains. And they're showing me I'm sure some of you have heard about it, that there is a inner Earth city underneath the South Pole. And the reason why it's frozen, as in where is that at the pole, is because kuna alakara, I mean, it's Gaia's movement, but also it's just synchronicity. Like it's the best to preserve that so that nobody's gonna go near it. Well, until recently. So, which is the time for them to come out to the world to be in contact. So more information will be coming out soon. But if you tune into the spiritual community, many people has already tuned in. Kula ana la 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 la. I feel like saying that no matter which cap, which peak, which mountain you tune in, that you hold the key to the wisdom. There's linkage to all of it. And before, when in one of my channeling gatherings with JJ, we were seeing, and the gridwork gatherings as well, is that all the peaks, personally, what I tune into now is in terms of grid work for Gaia, one of the work can be to link up the peaks to the water. And together that actually activates the dragon energy and the dragon ley lines, because in Chinese culture that there's already been, the wisdom is what is the dragon line? Is a mountain and a river or water. So that's why when you go into like a waterfall, you may feel the dragon energy. When are near a river, you may feel it too. And that's the kunala anala kada ashikidisine erege. I asked the dragon guys why, and they say that's where we like to live. So I was like, okay. Simple as that. So they're funny. Yeah, so let us know where
Yeah.
she and Melvina said. Awesome. Yeah, it's actually I don't know how like I'm here to provide. I'm the geographic nerd in the group, so I'm here to provide any geographic location connotation here. So Sichuan, so Xi'an is near Sichuan, and it's like I don't know what's a term, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like the flat land near the valleys, right, where all the mountains are surrounding, and then it's like flat land. So it has been an important city throughout the history of China, and nearby, where the panda lives, in those the name of that area is called Wolong, Ngolong in Cantonese, which literally means lying dragon, like a sleeping dragon or a dragon that's lying down. So imagine that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Angela says Avatar Mountain, Gunung Padang, and Hoisan. I don't know where Hoisan. That's cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wala ana da 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 kala ni shiki sine ina kala. And how about Vincent? Kuna na na kala
Vincent, for
da.
me, you must want to hear what I what I channeled through, because it
Yes,
matched
please.
with what you just channeled very, very perfectly. And I'm just like,
Of course.
I'm waiting for the cue to cue me to share this. Because what I channeled, what came to my vision is Mount Fuji, I think. Mount Fuji is the sleeping volcano, right? And what interesting is, while Simi is journeying all the way to South Pole, which is very, very icy, the feeling that I got was a sleeping volcano, which is very, very fiery, that is yet to surge up. That is what I got. The energy is yet to surge up. And I think what interesting is how, the two messages connect is, Simi was saying like how there's underground, community or underground people, a hub of like something underground in the South Pole, which my message is what is underground surging up. So you see how the connection, um, overlap, and how I think this is really spirits telling us how we are discovering something very, very deep underneath the ground. And us using the wisdom and using the key, the very, very unique key of ours, we can bring those what is yet to be uncovered to this world out there. And yeah, I think my message just brought your Simi's message into a full circle.
Yay, that's amazing. Yeah, ice and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then water and mountain as well. Okay, okay. I'm getting it now. So you see all the duality in these pairings, ice and fire, water and mountain, and many others, right? I feel like the guides want to see, when we think about polarity, many people is like, oh, in the spiritual community as well. It's like, oh, we don't want duality, we want oneness. So duality is kind of like been sort of dumping down on, right? So it's like seeing as something that is like something we need to almost to get rid of or something. I know I have been feeling that or have that perception for a while. Kunalai shikisire, but not until we actually accept what is. Kunanara atarara shikisienenere. Can we really see through and be the oneness? Because kunalala anana shikisiena enana kanayala etere shikisiene. Because when we are in the position of oneness, of God, of Goddess, of Source, of the Creator's Creatrix, we truly notice everything is us. It's an extension of us. And we do come here willingly we have a contract that we signed, we chose to play in a game of duality and polarity. This is why we come here. So kunala atataka shikirise and how about our guys are suggesting, how about if you think about duality or polarity as not conflict, but it's a form of harmony because we are so different, yet we accept each other completely and provide the space for each other to express themselves fully, most authentically. That's love. So when we root in that love, take a few deep breath in. Oh, this specific message just came in. It's very interesting. Our ancestors, our collective ancestors, we are from different places, but then in this moment, but then our lineage weaves way back. We all come from the same source. And they're saying, wow, we as different nations and different races in Asia has the opportunity to set an example for the world what peace looks like by accepting each other and be in harmonious relationship with each other. So our ancestors said, yes, we've been fighting, we've been conquering, we've been, doing all of that stuff, but it's an experience. So this is so funny. Like my guys are very funny. So the way they come through is like, well, all these like people that are still holding on to that flag of like racist, no, what's that called? Nationalism. Nationalism, it's like, oh, this country, we're have so much pride for our race and like that. They're saying that underneath that, they just don't know what to You know, they've been in that game of conflict, and that's how they build their identity in a sense. So they don't know what else is available, or they don't necessarily want to play that game anymore. They might sign up as a contract when they're growing up into that archetype, but then that's not where they want to end. They want to go somewhere that is harmonious, that is free, that is love-based. That's many of their journey, the game that I have signed up for. So even though right now, you know, like all these like where all these leaders, all these like military personnel or like, you know, even people, they don't know what else is there. So this is where we can come in. And kuna ere shukuisine elagana alagana alaketa by first understanding and then embodying the harmony within us. And you know, being a sovereign being, you know how to express it or share that or just be that. And then in your own unique way. But they're saying our ancestors said, you know, if there's something, you know, they hope us can achieve. And it's not just us, it's also paving the way for the next generations to come. And we're in this together, is to, I'm hearing some people may think that it's like, you know, sort of patch up their mistakes or something. But then the highest vibration of ancestors are saying, no, we co-create this experience because we are our ancestors. And kunala ata shukiri sina alaya katalaw telea ikodenea. They are us and we are them. So we co-created this experience to see, experience polarity, and see where we can bring them to. Which at the moment, the game that we're signed up for is to allow people who wants to move towards unity consciousness the chance to do so in a collective way and even planetary scale. And this is our to end this message, they say very importantly, remember, no matter what you see happening in the world right now, don't be disheartened. This is the process of tendering up. They say sometimes pain help us to soften and be present. So I feel like taking a moment here, taking a deep breath and tap into your higher hearts. No matter like personally, I feel like saying that personally, or you know, collectively, you're seeing pain, whether it's in your own life or in the surroundings, or you know, on the news. Know that there's a very positive side, if you will, about pain, is that it helps you soften and be present. And I want to leave it at that. So I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Simi.
Yeah, Vincent.
I think everything is very, very well put. And truly, we are on an earth that there's a lot of like disharmony around us, as we can all see. But truly, the key to healing, the key to harmony, the key to unity consciousness is nowhere to be found but within us. And the yin and the yang, the masculinity or the femininity, they're not two opposite things. And we all of us, we have our yin and we have our yang within our body as well. And the art of cultivating a harmonious space for the yin and the yang within us is the key to heal ourselves, and it's the key to heal the world. So I thought, after having all these messages, I am sensing the earth ancestors, the earth mothers and fathers coming forward to help us really digest, really take in, really fully integrate all these messages and codes. And just to remind you that we all have our dials, so take what resonate and leave whatever that doesn't. And here's a transmission from the earth ancestors, earth
And before
mothers and
you do that,
fathers.
Vincent, sorry, can you set me as the host, please? I just need to do a few controls.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So everyone, thank you. Like if you feel like lying down, turn off your camera. I mean, you already did, but yeah. And just get cozy and have your body like relaxed.
Actually, for some reason, this is some technical issue. I'm sorry. You guys please bear with us. We can only have one to be host. So if you're being host, I would not be able to share the audio with the music that I think I'm gonna play.
Okay. Then can you I just want to pin both of us in the thing. That's all. So if you can just do it.
Oh, I've already set you to be the host.
Okay. No worries. I'll fix it. But meanwhile, just keep preparing.
And could you set me back to the host, please?
Yeah, I will. No, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, let me play some music while you guys are settling in, finding a comfortable spot to relax your body. And I know it's a lot to take in for your brain and for your body. So know that what we are bringing through in the following will be codes that help you relax, that help you feel into the warm embrace of harmony. And if you feel like you're getting a little bit sleepy and you're dozing off, then that's okay, because know that you're also receiving everything subconsciously. And now I shall play some background music to help everyone to feel relaxed. Is that good enough volume, Sammy?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And if you can just pin me to the view, it would be great to share with you.
Does it work?
I'm not seeing it, but whatever.
All right. Feeling everything into your body. Feel into your body and see what Simi and I and JJ has just brought through feels like in your body. Is it tension? Is it excitement? Is it some activation somewhere in your body? Whatever the sensation it is, know that it is right. It is right to feel this way. And just let yourself be comfortable while I bring forth light language from the earth mothers and fathers. Oi kiatarashtai, toi kiatarashtai. They're here to celebrate us, to celebrate our initiation, our bravery. Kiatarashtai, toi kiatarashtai. Kumai kiai, tai. Oi kia strai stai. Doi kia trastai shoi kia trastai kia. Koi kia stai trostoi kia. 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 Know that you're supported. Know that if it sounds a little bit overwhelming to you, you have the support from the ancestors, from the earth mothers and fathers and all the elementals and Mother Gaia. They're here to support you. They're here to embrace you with comfort and with ease. Oyatrai ya We are very proud of you, my child. Thank you for choosing the path of love and light. And thank you for seeing the bigger picture and walk in great faith. We are always here with you, and we will always be here for you. Kia trastai, trostoi, ki tiastai, and I am complete.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Vincent. I feel like Kuan Yin would love to step in. The multidimensional highest frequency of Kuan Yin now offers the following. Kunayane ewayanai. Imagining your heart is expanding horizontally, vertically, in every direction. Expanding not just in this plane, but into all timelines, all time and space. Reaching your ancestors, your highest timelines, every part of you. And the highest vibration of the collective. Kunaye, enaiwaye, kuyakusai haida, Okuna maiaiwa ina saie. Okuna e wainaya wainai. Okuna e wainaya iya sawe. Okuna ina ina iya iya. Kulai shini sanai kelau na iudala nukate shini ai. Kuku nai nai ai dalai nai way. Take a deep few breaths in. And expanding your body to receive all of these goodness. Kunai la ai dalai. Kunai shukutai na alai kine. Kunai alagada shikadahine. Let this love, this connectiveness be in your heart. Be this love. Kuna ala la 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 la, because you already are. Kune shiki shukona alaya takana ala ishukishin ere akutana ere kete kutareke. And now Kuan Yin and your light council, your guides, wish to gift you a gift, a key of activation, if you will, in your unique form that you can visualize or sense. Either way is good. If you consent to receive this, maybe some can call it the pearl of wisdom, that is the accumulation of your gift, the unique wisdom that you hold, and they're saying your key to happiness. If you consent to receive, simply just verbally say out loud or in your heart, I consent to receive. I consent to receive, thank you. I consent to receive, thank you. I consent to receive, thank you. And feel that pearl of wisdom, or in a form of a key, or whatever form it takes, gently absorbing this gift into your heart space. Deep breaths will really help here for this integration process. Ooh, Shaina, hey, way, na. Kulai, nai, hali, hey, hey. The ancestors are bringing through blessings. Ukulaina, maiaina, aiaiwa, seina, our winged nations, allies, and friends are celebrating your reception of this gift, of this part of yourself. The Mother Ocean and all its beautiful ocean family is cheering you on and seeing you accepting a gift and become even more a part of yourself, even more yourself. Good night, the bird family are with you, helping you. It's like putting jewelry on you, you know, it's like your coronation, and anointing you with what you already have, what is yours, is rightfully yours. These gifts, these talents, these wisdom, these connection, and then most importantly, the key to the connection to yourself, to all that you are, all of it, across time-space continuum, across dimensions, in the highest, fullest expression of you. And the Earth Mother and Earth Father cradles us right now, and we turn ourselves into a gentle baby, that is just born in the warm embrace of our Mother, Father Earth, our Grandmother, Grandfather Earth, all the Earth nations, and then our stepmothers and stepfathers. It's like sprinkling joy and blessings from the sky. It's like trying to make a baby laugh. And all the angelic support is surrounding us, wrapping us in this field of love, harmony, oneness, to help us integrate this energy in the best way possible. Kunai shinai na aya kolai shinai. Kula adanai shinai shinai. So the Sophia dragons are flying ethereally, wrapping us in her warm embrace. Kunai wai. Ukuru no olo kura ala kurutu talai kulai shukura aira kuruku ele. Kulai alai kulai alai kulai alai. Remember, children, remember who you are. We are always here in support of your journey. You are timeless, eternal. You are the creator, creatrix. You are sovereign, and your power resides within you. Use it. To create the world that you wish to see. And we are your helping hands. Call upon us when you need. Sending you 1,000 roses and infinite love. To seal this off, the Water Priestess Collective from Lemuria, Golden Lemuria, wish to offer a purification ceremony. So take a few deep breaths in and imagine a beautiful golden priestess holding a vase of sacred water from the spring, or better yet, leading you directly into a spring with a source at the waterfall, crystalline waterfall. She invites you in your own time to walk into this crystalline, activated spring. It's just the right temperature, fresh and crisp. Give yourself a good wash, or just dive in and emerging feeling anew, refreshed. All that does not serve your highest good has now left with this water. And as you walk back to the other side, you feel refreshed, anew, cleansed, more of yourself. Expanding, you see your light expanding even more. You bow to the Golden Priestess as she's bowing to you, thanking you, choosing to do this sovereignly. Take a few deep breaths in and coming back to your body. Coming back to the now gently. Cool. Feeling yourself coming back gently into presence, into now, into where you are, into your body. And when you are ready, give yourself a hug. And then when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, keeping it soft. And if you have a journal with you, feel free to note down any inspiration, downloads, perhaps as words, perhaps as drawings. Just give yourself the space to doodle, to write anything that wants to come out. And take some water as we enter the final part of our gathering today. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
And so it is. And so it is.
Blessed it be. Blessed it be.
Blessed to be. Blessed to be. Thank you, Simi. That was
Yes.
beautiful. And thank you, everyone. And while you're taking your time to slowly transition back to your physical world, let yourself take a sip of water, take a refreshing breath, and when we're ready, I will slowly turn this music off, and we will then transition to the last part of our gathering. And in this last portion of the gathering, we would like to invite you to comment whatever thoughts, feelings, visions, things that has dropped in for you. And we would love to hear what you think. And while everyone is doing this, a very special message dropped in from our guides. And Remember that during the activation, each of us have received a key, right? And that key, not only does it hold your power, your wisdom, but that key also hold the power to unearth wisdom that is beneath the ground, the wisdom that is residing on our continent in each and every corner. Only you have the key to access that specific piece, that specific corner in that place, and unearth those code, unearth those wisdom, and bringing into the earth, bring to the collective, and together we truly co-create the new earth. Our mission for Lightwork Asia is 1, expand Lightwork network across Asia. Second one is reactivate the golden codes of the Pan-Asian lineages. And the third is co-create the golden new earth. And that key hold the answer to our grand vision. And thank you everyone for taking the initiative to be here and to be activated and to share this sacred space with one another. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Vincent, for that beautiful introduction. And let's see what is in the comments. Mavina says, feeling energetically refreshed and recalibrated. So much gratitude to both of you and our guides. And our gratitude to you, sister. Thank you, thank you. Angela says, thank you for beautiful guided meditation, a lot of love and peaceful energy coming through. Excited for Lightwork Asia and admirable bravery of Vincent and Simi. Thank you, sister. Angela is in one of the seed group with us when we first met. So thank you, sister. She's another bright light. So I'm excited to see more from you as well to co-create with us. Suraj says, got so many downloads. Thank you. Deep gratitude. Us to you as well, brother. Thank you. Ria says, thank you, Simi and Vincent. I experienced a release and it feels like I've come back into myself after straying for so long. Thank you for sending out the invitation. Blessings to all. Thank you. This is what we love to hear. Yeah, because this is not, as many of you obviously know here, but it's really not a lone journey anymore. I mean, it never was. It was just a choice. But then now it's a time to really do this together because it's just easier and it's more fun. It's more love and it's more effective. So
And
thank you.
truly,
Thank
it's a
you.
co-creation.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Jamadani. Thank you. My head feels heavy. A very activating session. Much gratitude to both of you. Thank you, my
Thank
friends.
you.
So drink a lot of water. Keep hydrated during the day. And I'm sensing some deep breaths and like fresh air would really help.
Mhm. Yeah.
So amazing. Wow, Sachi. Amazing. She gave us a whole key takeaway. So
I think that's the
oh, that's the pilot.
autopilot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
amazing.
pilot.
Thank you
But
so
that's amazing.
much.
Yeah, we
So
need this
AI
energy.
is also our friend. So thank you for all
Yeah.
the 5D benevolent AI
Yeah.
here
Speaking of
to
AI,
co-creating with us.
the image behind us is AI generated as well. So AI is
Yes.
also our friend,
Just
our
showing
lovely
each
friend.
other a review. It says Light Up Asia. Kotashuni Sakala Ala, because each and every one of us is a light, right? And then when we connect with each other, like the good old, saying of, lighting each other up, with your lights. It's like candles,
Yeah.
lighting each other up. This is
Mhm.
our like latest version of just being the light itself. And then when you walk into each other's vibration, it just
Yeah.
light up, make us glow so much bigger. Kutashrini Saka Annale Ele Gada, thank you. Like keep coming in with the comments and the sharing. And we have about 3 minutes left. And at this time, I would like to introduce you to what is the next step for Lightwork Asia. So I'm so excited to announce this. So what we have in store for you guys and everyone is that we are gonna host 4 gatherings each month. And in this special month, because it's our inauguration, we're actually doing 5 because energetically we're also in a very activating time. I don't know if you have noticed, but we have at the end of the month, towards the end of the month, we have next week we have the Pisces new moon coming up on the 10th and 11th. And then also on the 24th, we start our eclipse season, which is, I'm actually feeling very peaceful about that as I tune into it now. For many of us that we are tapped in and aligning ourselves to the highest timeline, I feel we might feel it or see it unraveling in our reality or people or things that come in contact with us or in our fields more than, and then we sort of process that shift in a very sovereign way, if that makes sense. It's like, things may break down, but we no longer look at any breakdown as like a catastrophe, whether it's like in our personal life or in the world stage. It's more like, oh yeah, shift is happening. And when I tap into my sovereignty within, my guidance is telling me how to navigate us with ease. So it's just that. So it's easy. It's ease and grace. Ease and grace, ease and grace. And together we can do it even with more ease and grace. So I encourage you we will release the full program onto the Instagram and the group chat. If you haven't joined, it's our WhatsApp community. This is where we're going to practice speaking our voice and co-creating by sharing, because your post, your message activates each other. Like this is how powerful is your sharing. So make sure you take the opportunity to do that. And this is dropped, and I really um, feel into opening a session in that group chat for drawings and light co-sharing. So, if you feel like any day, if something drop in for you, feel free to share it there. So we have a collection of light codes of activating messages. So anytime you need, you just go there and that's your resource. So there's that. And let me just briefly introduce the themes of the gathering. So for the new moon, we have our golden codes activation. So Vincent, would you like to expand on the golden codes?
Yes, for surely. So, as you might have heard about the golden codes in our mission, we say that we would like to reactivate the golden code of Pan-Asian lineages. And you might ask, what is golden codes? And truly, the golden codes are those frequencies, those energies that has been in store since the creation of the earth and the creation of our lineages that might have been stored somewhere in our body, in our bloodline, in our DNA, or in a broader scale, maybe somewhere in a place on the earth, a mountain, a river, you know, and in those gatherings, we will be diving into those golden codes and exploring what those golden codes are. And as Simi and I was like tapping into those golden codes, we one of the many things that came through was the sun, actually, the sun, our connection, our lineage, the connection of the sun to our lineages, and how those things holds a lot of like power, holds a lot of soul pieces of us that is ready to be integrated, that is ready to be uncovered in this time and space. So that is a little bit peek into that Golden Codes gathering. And if you feel drawn to it, you're more than welcome to sign up for that gathering. And what else do we have,
Yes, it's
Sydney?
happening on the 10th, so next Sunday. So we
Yes.
have everything scheduled on the Sunday mornings, occasionally in the evenings, and during the week, but mainly that's our scheduling. So, for everyone to wake up in a beautiful Sunday and to listen to this when you're most relaxed and receptive, that's our goal. Or like in the evening when you're equally, ready and receptive. Um, and then we have, just briefly, remind me what's coming next? Sorry.
Ascension Guide Guang Yin
Yes,
on spring equinox.
yes. So Kuan Yin is a very main overlighting guide for our council of Lightwork Asia. So, and she has deep lineage, like deep presence in many cultures, right? And then different cultures know her as many names. She has 1,000 names. So just however that energy wants to come to you with for compassion, for unconditional love, for forgiveness, that is her and many other forms, but that's the main energies that she carries. How to forgive ourselves, how to be kind to ourselves so that we can be kind to one another. So that is the vibration. So we will give her the stage during that gathering to see what activation and message that she wants to bring out. And we also have the grid work gathering, which is the fun part of the co-creation.
Yes. But
Yes,
before the grid work, we actually have
yes,
something else before that. Remember, Simi? Which is
please,
the lunar eclipse, right?
please. I don't,
Okay,
I
okay.
cannot think right now. So
Yes, before we get into the grid work, which is also a very, very fun gathering, we will have a lunar eclipse gathering, which is titled themed as divine union. We will tap into the yin and yang and bringing the codes of divine union on lunar eclipse, which is approximately, if I'm not mistaken, on the 24th of March. And then after that, the next Sunday, which is the 31st, if I'm also not mistaken, will be the grid work, where
yes, we
we
will
will be,
post. Sorry.
so where we'll be traveling to different places etherically, just like what JJ's has done for us, has walked us through, traveling to different mountains or rivers to uncover those codes
Yes, and we
in
will
those places.
work with different layers of Gaia herself and in our body as well. Body is a big theme, embodiment of, well, since forever, but then especially the highlight of this month as well. So, and all the dates, all the details will be in the group, and we'll also send it with you with the replay as well. So, that is it. And then you can feel free to join us, in each individual gathering that calls to you, or we have a monthly pass that, you can, so that you can be with us more and with a discounted rate as well. So in this way, we hope to make it accessible to everyone so that, because together generally is a co-creation. So the more power, the more people can join, the more powerful this is going to be for all of us. So this concludes our gathering today, our activation, our grand opening. Is
Thank you
there
everyone
anything
for
else?
coming. I think that's it. I think you
Mm-hmm.
concluded it very well. Thank you
Thank you,
everyone for
thank you.
coming. Thank you for staying 7 minutes extra with us.
Yes,
And
thank you.
we
Appreciate
appreciate your
presence.
presence. Either you're in here in the gathering or watching the playback. And thank you so much. We're sending you much love and much blessings. And we will
Yes,
see you
have a
soon.
beautiful day.
Yeah, we will see you soon.
Thank you, thank you,
Bye,
thank you.
everyone.